Welcome back to the channel, guys. So last video we talked about height and width in CSS. Okay, if you have not checked that out, make sure you check that out. Right, so the next thing we'll be talking about in CSS is CSS text and CSS fonts. Okay, so that's what we're talking about today. So I've created a folder which is text and fonts. Okay, I created this inside the CSS course folder. Then I created an HTML document. Then this is the empty boilerplate, okay, and the CSS style, and make sure you link your CSS style, okay. So I believe you should be able to do this on your own. All right, so the first thing we'll talk about is CSS text, okay, and we'll be talking about all the styles that can be applied to CSS text. So the first one we'll talk about is text alignment. Class name of container, all right, class container, okay. And inside of that div, let's create a p tag. All right, let's just say CSS fonts, okay. All right, so the first thing we'll be talking about is text alignment. All right, and text alignment is used to set the horizontal alignment of a text, okay. So let me show you what I mean. Let's target the p tag. All right, let's say, and the way we start, we give text align to a particular text is you see text align, okay. So let's start with center. So come back to your index.html file, make sure you launch your live server, okay. So it is should open now in our browser. So you can see the font is it's at the center because it says text align center, okay. So remember, text alignment is used to set the horizontal alignment of the text, so this direction horizontal, okay. Right, so another value we can use in this text alignment, you can use say let's align left, okay. When you come see it is left. Also you can say right, okay. You can see it is right. Also let's give this container a color. Container, let's say color, I mean background color, let's say blue, okay. Height 300 pixels, width 300 pixels, okay. So you can see the text align right, it is aligned to the container. All right, so the reason why it was showing at the far end of the page was because we do not have a specific height for the container and specific width. So now that we have a specific width, if I say text align center, it will be centered of the box. All right, so that's basically everything about text alignment. Okay, so the next important thing we're talking about in CSS text is CSS decoration, okay. So let's create an h1 tag, okay. Below let's see CSS decoration. All right, in fact, let me rename this p tag text to CSS alignment, or let's say text alignment. All right, so you can understand what's going on. Okay, this one should be text decoration, okay. So text decoration is used to set or it's used to add decoration line to text. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. All right, so we can target this h1 tag now. Let's say h1. Let's see, and the way we say it is text decoration, okay. It's very straightforward, and you can see there are different values for it: solid, underline, wavy, dirty. All right, so we can say underline. All right, so let's come here. You can see the h1 tag is underline, okay. So Another scenario where you can use text decoration is, let's create a link tag, which is a tag. Remember, the link tag always have an href. Okay, let's say link. Okay, when you come here, you can see the link is here. Okay, and the link, every link tag is always underlined, right? And the way we will remove this underline is text decoration. Okay, so you can come here below, okay, target the tag, text decoration, then this time I will say no. All right, so if you see the link tag below, there's no more underline in it. Okay, so that's basically how we use text decoration in CSS. Another thing we'll quickly talk about is text transformation. Okay, so let's create an h1 tag below, or let's say text. Let's make it h2 tag. Sorry, h2. Let's say text transformation. Right, so text transformation is used to specify uppercase and lowercase letters in a text. Okay, so let me show you what I mean by this. When I come to the style, let's target h2. Okay, let's see, and the way we give it is text transform. Okay, very straightforward. And when I say lowercase, all right, let's come to our HTML document first. When you notice here, I typed everything in uppercase, right? But here I said text transform lowercase. So as you imagine, everything got transformed to a lowercase. Okay, everything got transformed to lowercase letter. All right. So another thing we can say is uppercase. As you guessed, everything will be transformed to uppercase. Then another thing we can use is capitalized. All right. So each, okay, it's not working. I guess the reason why it's capitalized is not working is because everything here is uppercase. Okay, but if I change it to lowercase, text transform, right? So the capitalized work right now. Okay, so each letter, each first letter of the text is capitalized. All right, so that's basically everything about text transformation. And the last thing we're talking about that text is text spacing. All right, so let's create a, let's say a p tag, then let's give it a class name, class text. Okay, let's see, this is about CSS text spacing. Okay, all right, so the first thing we will talk about in text spacing is letter spacing. Okay, which is used to specify a space between the character in the text. Okay, so when I come here now, let's target the text class name. Okay, then you see let, and we will give the letter spaces, letter spacing, or we can say 5 pixels. All right, so when you come, you can see there are spaces in each particular letters. Okay, that is letter spacing. All right, so the next thing we'll talk about is still, okay, let's say this is about CSS text spacing. All right, letter into bracket letter spacing. I want you to understand perfectly in case you are going through it again. Okay, so let's copy this and we'll talk about another thing in text spacing, which is text index. Okay, so let's say this class will be class 2, text 2, I mean. So let's see, into bracket text index. All right, so let's target the second text class, text2. Make sure you spell it very well. And text index just gives paragraph to the, the text we are using. Okay, it's just to use to give paragraph. Right, so let's say, first of all, let's make this, let's make this an h3. All right, because I applied, should not forget, I applied text align center to all the p tags, so I don't want this particular one to be aligned. Okay, and the way we give text index is text index. Okay, let's say 50 pixels. Right, so sorry guys, this should be index, not index. Okay, text index. Okay, and it's used to give paragraph to the particular text. Okay, so when you come here, you can see there's a paragraph, the paragraph spacing there. All right, so another thing we'll talk about is line height. Okay, let's copy this h3 tag, paste it here. Line height. Okay, it's under text spacing also. And line height is used to specify a space between line. Okay, so what, let me actually put another h3 tag below. Okay, so you can see text4, text3. All right, so let's target. Okay, and the way we do it, you say line height. Okay, you can see 55 pixels. All right, and you can consider a spacing, a big spacing between between this one and this one. Okay, all right, so that's basically everything about text. Okay, guys, so the next thing we're talking about is CSS fonts. Okay, in CSS there are 5 generic font families. Okay, first one is serif, second one is sans serif, third one monospace, fourth one cursive, and last one fantasy. All right, so we'll be talking about the 3 most common ones that are used in development. All right, so the first one is serif. So let me show you an example what the serif font is in CSS. All right, so let's create, what, instead of creating another thing, let's just say, let's target all our h3 tag. All right, and let's give it a serif font. All right, so the way we say it is to say font family. The way we set fonts for each element, say font family. Then a serif font, a type of serif font is Times New Roman. All right, we say Times New Roman. All right, then comma times and serif. All right, so this serif is the font name. Okay, I mean is the font family rather. So but this Times New Roman is the font name. Okay, so now when we save it, you will see all our h3 tags. All right, you can see they are Times New Roman. Okay, so next one is sans serif. Okay, and let's give let's see our p tags sans serif. All right, and a popular sans serif font is Area Helvetica. Okay, Area Helvetica. Okay, let's say font family Area Helvetica sans serif. Okay, You don't need to cram all these things. They are available online. I will show you a better way of getting fonts soon. So if you notice, all our p tags, this is a p tag. See font change, and this is a p tag. Okay. So the last one is monospace. Okay. And an example of a font family monospace is Lucida Console. Okay. Let me show you that. Let me create an h3 tag below. Fonts. Let's say monospace font. Okay. Class of fonts. First of all, let's change this from h3 to h1. Okay. So you can see better. Okay. So under the h1 tag, let's say font family Lucida Console. Okay, comma, and this second one is the fallback Lucida new. So in case the Lucida Control is not available, to show the Lucida new, alright, then comma monospace. Okay, so you can see the font, monospace font. Alright, so that's basically everything about fonts. But before we finish up on fonts, I'll show you a better way of getting fonts. Okay, so instead of cramming all these things, so a way you can use is going to googlefonts.com. Okay, though there are different types, various types of fonts where you can get your fonts. Okay, but I like using Google Fonts. Okay, so let me show you how to use it. So for example, we are looking for a particular type of fonts. Let's say you are looking for Poppins. Right, you can see, you search for it, click on it. All right, then you can select all the particular style you need. Okay, let's quickly select everything. Okay, all right, so you can come here, click here after selecting everything. Right, so you copy this link, this particular link, just come here, copy it, come to your HTML file below here, just paste it. Okay, so you need to copy that link for you to work. Okay, so now let's create a div tag, another div tag, so we can use our font, Google Fonts this way. Okay, so let me say div tag class wrapper h3 Google Fonts. Okay, let me see, this is Google Fonts. All right, you know what, let me just let's create a span instead. Okay, so we can come here, come below, target the span, then come back to your browser. Okay, when you scroll down, you see the font family, just copy it and paste it here. So that's basically everything. And when you come here, come below, you can see this is popping. So you can see the font looks good and neat. Okay, so another thing you can say in this font is font size. Okay, that is the size of your font, how big you want it to be. Let's say 32 pixels. So when you scroll down, you can see it is larger, 32 pixels. And we don't font size, you can set font size in pixels or in M. Okay, so EM is called. Okay, let me see, write a comment here so you won't forget. You can set your font sizes in pixels or EM. Right, so let me show you what EM means. And right, and one EM is 16 pixels. Okay, so 32 pixels will be 2 EM. Okay, you can see 2 EM. You can see it is still the same thing. Okay, so another thing we can say is font weight, right? That is how bold you want your fonts to be. Let's say 800. You can see the font is very bold, and if you want it to be tiny, 100, you can see it is very thin. Right, so the choice is yours. So the higher it is, the bolder it becomes. All right, so that's basically everything about fonts and text in CSS. I believe you understand it perfectly, and you should try and experiment various fonts on your own so you can perfect it. And thank you for watching the video, and see you in the next video. Thank you.